Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to Cinema Chazzy. Although today's video might as well be a what's the damage, you know, because it's a little complicated. It's a movie that I watched recently that I did not like, and I did say in my last Cinema Chazz that I'm going to be starting to review movies that I don't necessarily like, because a lot of the movies that I've been talking about have all been 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, you know. So instead of reviewing movies that I like are easy, you know, but reviewing those that I don't like are a bit more of a challenge, and that's what's gonna happen today, because I'm gonna talk about 2018's Slender Man. Oh boy, what a crappy freaking movie. I saw it recently on Netflix. I saw it at night on my tablet with all the lights off, and it didn't scare me at all, dude. Like, I didn't get jump scared once. Like, not even once, you know. And like, I understand that, like, I don't know, it's one of those, it felt like a B movie, you know. There was a production of let me take a look here. It had a budget between 10 and 28 million dollars and grossed 51.7 million. Man, I don't even know how. I think a lot of that, a good chunk of that was opening weekend, you know, when people, because this was released back before COVID was a thing, so everybody saw it in theaters, you know. I guess there was a lot of hype, you know. A lot of people bought it, the tickets to watch it at first, but then nobody came back to watch it a second time. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know how the hell it grossed so much, because man, this movie sucked, you know. Now, in case you guys don't know, the Slender Man is a very popular internet legend that surged, I think, in 2009 or 10, you know, on something called Something Awesome Forum, you know, something of the sort. I'm going to be doing a Slender Man video, you know, after this one, you know, but basically it kind of, it became this thing where it's not real. Somebody photoshopped two photos and posted it online, and everybody believed that the Slender Man was a real thing, but it was just one of those internet urban myths, you know. But somehow he became so he infiltrated himself so heavily in popular culture that everybody believes he's real. And like, there have been crimes committed in his name, you know. They have made a lot of different media about him, you know. He's appeared in many games and shows and even other movies, you know, parodies on YouTube. So but this is the very first standalone movie of just him, you know. That was when it was released, there was a lot of hype, you know, because a lot of people are fans of the Slender Man. He is a very interesting character. He's a very tall, ganky fellow with no face, no expression, no emotions at all. He just appears out of nowhere. Only kids can see him, and he only takes kids and just, like, I don't know, teleports them into oblivion, I don't know. And the movie plays around with this idea because it starts off with a group of friends, you know, who are on a dare, and they actually summon Slender Man. They do a very crappy ritual that literally just involves them watching a video where there's a bell tolling in the background, and when it's over, he's apparently summoned, you know. Very stupid way to start off, you know, just from the get-go. And apparently that's enough to invoke his presence to make him come into the real world. And then one of their friends, Katie, is actually taken by Slender Man, you know. The very next day she completely disappears, you know, without a trace, even though they don't even show it happening. Like, I understand that the budget for the movie was pretty limited, but you really couldn't have shown anything. Like, then again, it's Slender Man, so whatever you did show is probably going to be cheesy, but you guys didn't even try. Like, it just shows Katie staring at a fixed place in the forest where there's nothing there. It is implied that Slender Man is there. She can see him, you know, and then she disappears, and it cuts to them, you know, in like the school bus, and the police are called. Like, do you even transition, movie?
Okay, Twitter poll. If you could stay one age forever, what would it be?
What about the age we are right now?
Seriously?
Sometimes I wish we could just get out of this stupid town together.
I mean, damn, you know, I mean, there's no nuance at all. There's nothing, you know. I think I've been misusing the word nuance, you know. I don't know if I'm using it in the right context, but there was no essence there. You happy? There was no damn essence, you know. The story drags on and on and on, and even though there are a few creative moments, you know, they're not enough to produce any significant scares, you know. After Katie disappears, Slender Man starts stalking all the other friends, you know. And the thing with Slender Man is that when you see him, you either go crazy or you die, or he takes you alive, you know. And one of the girls actually does go crazy. I forgot what her name was, and honestly I don't even care. Okay, I do, because it's for the video, so let me look it up. Okay, I think it's Chloe. Yeah, he goes into Chloe. It drives her insane, you know. I do believe it's Chloe, the little black girl. So she goes a little crazy. She hallucinates, you know. She sees him in the room, and there are a few moments where you see his shadow appearing behind the characters, you know, but nothing ever really happens. There's really no payout. He does occasionally appear. He actually materializes, you know, into a physical being and slowly walks after somebody, you know. But there is a really crappy moment, like that one of the characters, I forgot her name, the girl from the kissing booth. The girl who was in the library, I think it's okay, Lizzie and Haley are the sisters. Then there's is it Chloe? No, hold on a second. Okay, Ren, played by Joey King. Ren is the girl who goes into the library to try to, she's like the one person who's taking everything seriously. Hold on a second, I'm getting a call from my mom.
Oi. Hã? É 60. Não, falta mais uma mês que vem. Tá bom então. Tchau.
Anyway, Ren is the only one who seems to take it seriously, you know, and she goes to the library to do research and stuff, but of course Slender Man tracks her down in there, you know, and there's a very creepy moment where he actually materializes in physical form and like he touches her face. He gets in really close even though he has no face, so it's really creepy, you know. Then he kind of makes her have no face for a few seconds, you know, and she's like choking, and then she, look, I don't know, man, okay. Like I said, it was a very interesting scene, you know, making her get lost in the library like it was a maze of books, you know. Very creative, but very little payout, you know. It didn't really pay off the way we were expecting, you know. There was a lot of tension built up there. There was a good element of suspense, but it's very similar to a scene in It, you know, with the Pennywise clown, you know, chapter 1, where another kid is also in a library and Pennywise is there, but that was much better than this one here, you know. It was so much better than Slender Man because this movie just freaking sucked, you know. Everything about it was terrible, even the scares, man, or rather the movie's attempts at making scares, just they freaking sucked, you know. And that's really being nice. That's me being very, very nice, you know. That's really saying something. God, it was so terrible. And basically, like, I don't really know. I can't really wrangle anything good out of this movie, you know. I mean, the character itself, the mythos was actually cool, you know, the way they tried to make him come out into the real world. But like when the movie first begins, when they are doing the ritual, there is a bit of a moment of tension, you know. You do feel a little unsettled because, I mean, hey, they're gonna summon Slender Man. He's gonna show up. It's gonna be really crazy, like the Ring Girl, you know, like Samara. But there was very little payout in that department, you know. There was almost nothing there, you know. Almost nothing happened. So it really freaking angered me because I wanted to see more, you know. The characters, they start putting the pieces together. They find that maybe Katie wanted Slender Man to take her, you know, and slowly he does stalk the other girls, you know. He tries to make their life miserable. He makes them hallucinate and scream and go crazy, you know. And one of their younger sisters is also affected, you know. There's Lizzie, who's the sister. Then hold on a second, who is the younger sister? Okay, Lizzie is Haley's younger sister. Lizzie is the younger sister, you know. She has a panic attack, you know. And then I do believe at the end, let me see if I can remember here. It tells Haley, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Haley goes and sacrifices herself to the Slender Man, you know. And then Lizzie recovers, and I think everyone dies, dude. I think maybe Ren doesn't, but I think she is also taken. I don't even remember because this movie is terrible, but let's gonna play another piece of the trailer here.
Those who hear the 3 bells toll accept his invitation. When you hear the first, you must close your eyes.
Katie!
Opening your eyes only once you've heard the third.
Now, as for the actual filmmaking elements, they were just so horrible, you know. Everything sucked. Like, the editing was pretty okay, like it did look realistic as all movies nowadays do. Like, it could be worse. It could have looked like Sharknado. The editing was pretty okay. They did splice it together in a way that made it look a little creepy and unsettling. The atmosphere was really scary sometimes, but it wasn't enough to save the movie, you know. One of the actresses, Jazz St. Clair, who played Chloe, she got a Golden Raspberry Award, dude. That's like the opposite of an Oscar, you know. And the movie itself was so heavily criticized by critics, you know. It's so many negative reviews, like mine is, you know. There was so much wrong with it and very little right, you know. The casting was egregious, you know. Everybody sucked. Joey King, who normally played a pretty good role as the character in the 3 Kissing Booth movies, you know. She was also in The Conjuring. She played one of the little girls in the first Conjuring movie, you know. It's kind of like a trope now. It's playing a bunch of horror. I knew I recognized her from somewhere, but I recognized her from The Conjuring and then also The Kissing Booth. It was really crazy. I didn't didn't know that the actress from the kissing booth was the one from The Conjuring. I found out while watching Slender Man, freaking mind blown. And she, like, even though she, in my opinion, Joey King, who was the actress, you know, she was a few leagues higher than the other actresses, you know. The girl who played Haley was pretty okay, you know. But, I mean, other than that, everybody kind of sucked. You know, you could tell, like, dude, I've seen better acting in Stranger Things and 13 Reasons Why, man, you know. And, like, seriously? Freaking kids acting in those two shows, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. I really didn't like it. It really felt like a B movie, you know? I mean, they had such an interesting premise, you know? The legend of the Slender Man from internet lore. They had such an interesting idea, and they just couldn't execute it to save their lives, you know? So, a huge disappointment. A huge disappointment, you know? I really didn't like it at all, and honestly, man, they could have tried a lot harder. Who's the studio that made it? Let's see here. Who's the studio that made it? Produced by blah blah blah, directed by I don't care. Who is the studio that? Can I see it? Supernatural. Okay, so the studio. Okay, here we go. Distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. God, 4 different production companies worked on this movie. Somehow 4 different companies. I don't know, man. Somehow they didn't get the formula right, okay? We had freaking Screen Gems, you know, Mythology Entertainment, Madhouse Entertainment, and It Is No Dream Entertainment. And somehow, with Sony being involved in the distribution process, somehow this movie sucked. God, Sony, man, Sony, the ones who distributed the original Spider-Man trilogy, dude. Holy freaking crap. Screen Gems, they usually make really good movies. I don't understand what happened there, but something went wrong, and it's gonna cost this movie a very low rating, you know. This is definitely gonna be the lowest rate I've ever given a movie on this channel. I would probably say 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. I was considering giving it a 4, you know, but now that I think about it a little more, now that I saw a few more of the information here, what could have been, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. I'm giving it a freaking 3 out of 10, buddy, you know. Definitely, that's what it deserves, you know. 3 out of 10. Did I say 3 out of 4 or did I say 3 out of 10? Okay, well, that's what it's gonna be, okay? 3 out of freaking 10. And yeah, dude. It's probably the lowest rating I've given to a movie in a long time. Everything was so horrible. You know, the soundtrack was just dull. You know, it was really bland. You know, the set pieces were dull and kind of looked the same. You know, everything had no essence. The casting was horrible. Everybody sucked, you know. The story was really basic and generic. You know, Slender Man kidnaps a friend and they have to go and rescue her and they don't, you know. There was no twist. You know, it's like, maybe if M. Night Shyamalan had directed it, it would have been a little different, huh? There might have been a little twist ending there. But this one had no twist at all. Freaking horrible. A very short review because honestly, it sucked, man. You know, it really sucked because you didn't really feel any tension. It didn't really feel like the stakes were high, you know. There's a moment where they go into the woods to try to summon him. They're all wearing blindfolds so they don't see him, but then they hear twigs snap and Chloe starts running like a little pansy, you know. It's terrible, man. The movie, like, they're actually, the one thing that's good about it, which is what makes me not give it a 0 out of 10, I can even give it a 3, is that there are some good storytelling elements in the suspense department, you know. They do build suspense pretty well in some scenes, but it never pays off, ever, not one single time, you know. Like, sometimes I was expecting a jump scare and it just didn't happen. You know, it freaking sucks. And honestly, I think I'm gonna end the review here before I get even more pissed, you know, because this movie sucks, okay? Very few clips here that I inserted, you know, very little elements that I reviewed, but basically that's it, guys. It's a very short movie, you know, freaking sucks, and I just don't want to talk about it anymore, okay? They really tarnished the legend, you know, the mythology of the Slender Man character. Hopefully they can make another one later, maybe a different studio, you know, and it might be a little better. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this video, if you guys actually watched the movie and if you think it sucked or if it didn't. Pretty sure you thought it sucked because I don't know anybody who actually gave it any positive reviews. But regardless, give this video a like and also subscribe to my channel, please, because I release videos every single day for you guys, and might as well hit the notification button to know exactly what time I upload because it's usually a bunch of videos per day, okay? And that has been it for Cinema Chazzy, guys, okay? I'm gonna go now, and if Slender Man comes to get me at night, I don't even care, you know, it's really not gonna affect me at all. Freaking bastard, man. Aside from everything, he's a cock blocker. There's a scene where, you know, 2 of the characters are making out, you know, and he freaking comes in and scares her and she screams, you know, freaking sucks, man. Aside from everything, the guy is a freaking cock blocker. But that's it, guys. I'm gonna go because my battery is low. This is Chazzy, signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the last clip and then later the outro screen.
I can still see him. I can still see him. I can still see him.